Okay, again, you can see that I'm super, super, super excited about this chapter. So this is a very fun chapter. It's kind of like puzzles and things like that, and I love puzzles. How many of you like puzzles? Anyway, all right. So I would like to teach you how to multiply polynomials by a monomial. So we learned what a monomial was. Remember, a monomial was a constant or a variable or a product of a constant and a variable. So this is a monomial. There's only one thing or one term. And then this is a polynomial. How many terms are in this? How many terms are in this? There is 1, 2, 3. Okay? So I am multiplying that monomial by my polynomial. And I'm going to use my rules that we learned in chapter 7 for multiplying exponents. So while I do this, I'm going to simply multiply or distribute this negative 3x squared into my polynomial. Remember, we always go left to right. So my first rainbow goes from negative 3x squared to 7x squared. It does not go to anything out here. Do not start with these. You will mess up your answer, okay? Because our answers need to grow in our exponent form. So negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Now I'm multiplying my two x variables. They have the same base. And I'm going to then do what with my exponent? Hopefully you said add. So I'm going to get x to the 4th. Next, I'm going to multiply my negative 3 by my, what number's in front of that x? Oh yeah, a negative 1. Negative 1x. So negative 3 times negative 1 gives me positive 3x. And then I'm going to multiply my negative 3 times my 4 and get negative 12x squared. Oops, I forgot to do my x's. What are my x's going to be here? X squared times x. I'm going to add those exponents. Remember, there's an imaginary one there. I'm going to x cubed. Okay, whew, now it's done. Sorry about that. Remember, if there's 3 terms inside the parentheses, I need to have 3 separate rainbows. It is a good idea to draw one rainbow, one answer. Second rainbow, second answer. Third rainbow, third answer. Make sure that when you multiply your exponent, your variable in, that you add your exponents. Okay? So we're going to do one more of those. Actually, I think I'm going to have you do this one. Do this one using your rules. If you've got your cheat sheet, your little flip book, you can use that. We're just using the product rule. And so I would like you to try this problem, pause the video, come back, and see if you get the same answer I do. Okay, I'm hoping you have negative 28 to the 4th plus 10a cubed minus 35a squared. If you do not, then please go back and figure out what you did wrong and make sure that you understand that process. Okay? Our next example, we're going to simplify. So we have one monomial multiplied by a, how many two? We have 2 things here, so this is a binomial. And that is going to be subtracted by a monomial. 5 is a monomial multiplied by another binomial. So we're going to put that together and then we're going to combine like terms. So be careful on this and go slow. I'm going to use this as a 2p and I'm going to get negative 8p to the 3rd power times, or 2p times 5p gives me 10p squared. Then that second number that I have there, over here, this is actually a negative 5. So I'm going to multiply that negative 5 times 2p squared and get negative 10p t squared. And then I'm going to do negative 5 times 20 and get negative 100. And now I'm going to look at my answer. And I notice that I have a 10p squared, oops, I'll put that there, a positive 10p squared, and a negative 10p squared. So what's going to happen when I combine those? I'm going to add those together. 10p squared plus negative 10p squared will cancel. And my answer then is going to be negative 8p cubed minus 100. So it's important that you keep track. It's important that you show good work. And it's important that you cross out what crosses out or add together what adds together using like terms. Okay? So we've got 3 more examples. I'm going to go through, I'm going to have you do number 1 because that's just like our first 2 examples. So do this example, come back, see if you get the same answer I did. Then we're going to go through number 2 together, and you're going to do number 3 to show me that you've done your notes. So that's going to be your problem that has to be done for your notes. So do number 1, come back, check your answer with mine, and see if you get the same answer. Okay, if you did this correctly, you should have got negative 18d to the 7th because you did negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. You added your exponents, so you got 7. Positive 12d to the 6th because negative 6 times negative 2 is positive 12. And then you're adding your 3's. Positive 6d to the 4th and negative 54d cubed. So don't forget about this. Make sure it goes with everything. And you're just multiplying that coefficient and then adding exponents on like terms. So let's look at number 2 together. Number 2 is just like that other one that we did. So we're distributing 2 different things. We're distributing 3. And what's the other thing we're distributing? Circle that on your paper. 3 and negative x. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to have you do this one, and we're going to do the next one together. So I would like you to do this one. I'm not going to show you the answer until tomorrow in class. And I would like you to make sure it's done. So you're not going to get full credit for your notes unless this problem is done correctly. Okay, so we'll check that in at the beginning of the class. So let's look at number 3 instead. I want to go through that one with you because there's some different elements in this one. We've got multiple variables in here. And so this one changes just a little bit as far as how we do this one. So I'm going to multiply 15t by 10y cubed t to the 5th. So the 15 times the 10 gives me 150. Now, I don't have any y terms other than out here. So that's y cubed is just going to stay. And then it's going to become t to the 6th. Okay, so I just put that together. Then 15 times 5y squared to the t, or times t. So 15t times this is going to be 75, positive 75, y squared, and then t times t is t squared. Okay, whew. All right, so that's the first one. Now, we're going to multiply this negative 2y. Don't forget that negative. So negative 2y times y squared t squared is going to give me negative 2y squared. And then my t squared is going to come with. And then my negative 2y times 4y squared is going to give me negative 8 if I multiply that, and y cubed. Okay, now, again, just like I did in that original problem, that first simplified problem, I need to look for like terms. Are there any y cubed t6s? More? Nope. Y squared t squared? Yep, there's one right here. And y cubed? Nope. So I'm going to change colors again so that I can make that indicated well. So I am adding together, I'm always adding in this step, my positive 75y squared plus t squared plus my negative 2y squared t squared. So I'm going to get a final answer of this 150 comes down, whoops, y cubed t to the 6th. I'm going to add these together and I'm going to get 73 because I'm just looking at the coefficient. I don't do anything at all with the exponents here. The reason I can add them together is because they're like terms, because they have the same variables, and then bring down my minus 8 cubed, 8y cubed. And that's my final answer. Okay? Make sure you have number 2 done and combined if you need to combine any like terms, and that will be your points for your notes. Have a wonderful night. God bless.